So hello, what's up? How is everyone doing? Welcome to this revision session where we are going to revise essay 299. Sir, essay 299, that is 9 and 9, they are together, joint. So it talks about joint audit of financial statements. So till now we have covered the revision of SQC1, essay 220. ठीक है sir. After that, we have covered the revision of essay 240, 250, 260, and now we are doing the revision of essay 299. Very important essay from exam point of view. Now, sir, if I talk about this revision, we are going to do this revision like earlier revisions from our board notes. Okay? Also, we'll be referring to our book as well as question bank. All the good important questions we'll be discussing in this revision. So before I begin with this revision, make sure as a good CA student, please mark your attendance on this revision video by liking this video. If you are new to this channel and you want more English revision videos, do subscribe it. Okay, let's begin with this revision. So as I was talking, we are going to revise essay 299. 9 and 9 are joint, so it talks about joint audit of financial statement. Now, sir, what is a joint audit of financial statement? It is basically a financial statement audit by two or more auditors. So generally audit is done by one auditor, but when the audit is done by two or more auditor, it is called as joint audit. Okay, sir. So the first thing, is it legally allowed? Answer is yes. Companies Act allows it, so you must have gone through section 139 subsection 3, which says that members of the company can pass a resolution to get its accounts audited by more than one auditor. Now let's take an example of Reliance Limited. Do you know Reliance and Limited is done a joint audit? Reliance Limited financial statements are audited by Deloitte as well as Chaturvedi firm. Okay, sir. Now in a joint audit, you need to answer some questions. Who will plan the audit? How the work is divided? If the work is divided, who is responsible in case the opinion goes wrong? And lastly, how the reporting is done. All these questions will be answered by this essay. So first of all, let's talk about planning. See, talking about planning, I hope all of you understand by now that plan is what? Sir, auditor plans the audit procedure. He plans the nature, timing and extent of procedures. There are two types of procedure: risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. So when I have to perform the procedure jointly, this planning is also done jointly by both the joint auditor, auditor 1 and auditor 2. Now in this planning stage, like general audits, there will be engagement partner. Please focus on the board. And apart from the engagement partner, there will be other senior experienced members which are called other key members. So from both audit firms, there will be engagement partners and as well as other key members. Got it, sir. Now, sir, because they are making the plan jointly, strategy will also be made jointly. Now, what is an audit strategy? Audit strategy is a decision which guides the development of audit plan. For example, auditor can have the strategy to do a risk-based audit. What do you mean by risk-based audit? That is what we study in standards on auditing. You assess the risk and based on the risk assessment, you do the testing. Based on that risk assessment, you do your further audit procedures. So this is what will set the scope, timing and direction of audit. This is the basic thing that you just need to understand. Okay, sir. Now talking about the factors which help you to develop the strategy, or you can say in developing the plan, what will joint auditor do? These are the points of strategy we study in planning chapter. So you must have studied the planning chapter in CA Inter, in CA Final. So the 5 points of strategy that we cover, these are the 5 points. First 3 points are that only that I just discussed. STD of audit. STD means scope, timing and direction. First of all, let's understand the scope. See, when you are planning, as a joint auditor, you should know your scope of work. Okay, it's a very wonderful topic. Please focus. You should know your scope of work. Scope of work means what are the things you are going to do. Okay, so if I say what will be the scope of joint auditor, sir, there will be two things. First of all, the work that is divided, that divided work will be his scope. Okay, sir. Apart from the divided work, whatever are the common areas, that will be his scope. So the work divided as well as common areas. So identify the division of areas and common audit areas that will define the scope for each joint auditor. Now the question comes how the division is done. So division is done on the basis of AIUs. Sir, what is AIU? Audit identifiable units. So audit identifiable units can depend on the nature of business. For example, if I talk about Reliance, Reliance has various divisions: Reliance Geo, Reliance Retail, petrochemical business. So on the basis of nature of business, they can divide the work. If it is not possible on the basis of nature of business, then you can divide on the basis of financial statement items like assets, one joint auditor; liability, other joint auditor; income, one joint auditor; expenses, other joint auditor. So based on the items of the financial statement, you can divide the work. After the scope, we talk about timing. Sir, what do you mean by timing? It is a good time to revise audit. Array, I'm not talking about that timing. Timing means by when the audit should be completed, by when the report should be given. So as you know, for listed entities, audit report needs to be given by the date of AGM, that is the annual general meeting. So for timing, you need to know the reporting objectives so that you can plan the timing of the audit and do the necessary communications with the management. You can plan your meetings with the management. So for the example, the AGM date, they can help you to know by when the financial statement should be ready, by when the audit report should be issued. After scope and timing, let's talk about direction. Direction means in which direction your effort should be focused. What is the direction in which the engagement team needs to put their efforts? So as we all know, wherever the risk of material misstatement is high, there you need to do more testing, there the efforts need to be directed. So communicate the factors that will direct engagement team efforts. So first of all, three things to plan the audit, or you can say three things which are a part of your strategy. STD. STD means scope, timing, and direction. After scope, timing, and direction, let's talk about the fourth point, which talks about PIA. Sir, what is this Q2 amazing point PIA? PIA means preliminary engagement activities. As the name suggests, preliminary means they are generally done at the start of the audit. And other things that you can consider to plan the audit is knowledge gained on other engagements. So giving you an example of preliminary engagement activities, when we studied SA 210, did we enter into agreement with the management? Yes, sir. Did we understand the terms of engagement? Yes, sir. So these were your preliminary engagement activities. In SA 220, when you were deciding whether you want to accept or continue with the client, certain factors you considered, which we call as SECI. So SECI means S for significant matters. Any significant matter which occurred in the previous or current audit engagement. Ethical requirements, whether our firm and our team can comply with the ethical requirements. Not only ethics, is our team having the CCTR? CCTR means competence, capability, time, and resources. So engagement team, ethics, and competence. And lastly, I for integrity. Whether the client, its people are having the integrity. If they are having the integrity, then only we accept the audit. So these are certain things you can consider before accepting the audit, and these are also called preliminary engagement activities. So whatever preliminary engagement activities you did in SA 220 and SA 210, consider their results. And apart from this, whatever other engagements you have performed, you can also consider that knowledge in planning your audit. And lastly, you will be able to conclude the nature, timing, and extent of resources to perform the engagement. So nature, timing, and extent means, nature means quality of resources, experienced people, competent people. Timing means at what time do you want your audit team to work? At what time do you want to allocate the resources? So in the beginning of audit, in the middle of audit, or at the deadline stage when the report is to be issued, when do you want to allocate more resources? Extent of resources means quantity of resources. If you feel the risk of material misstatement is high, you will want more experienced people, more time, and more people to work on that engagement. You are getting the points or not? Yes, sir. So these are the 5 points of strategy, or you can say the things to be considered before planning the audit. So what are these 5 points? STD. STD means, say with me, scope, timing, direction. Scope means the area which are divided and common audit area. Timing means when the report has to be issued. So you need to know the reporting objectives, plan the time of audit, and do the communication. Direction means efforts are directed in which direction. Fourth point is PIA. Say with me, PIA. It's a cute point, so remember it. PIA. PIA means preliminary engagement activities and knowledge gained on other engagements. This will help you to plan the current audit. And lastly, you can conclude. This is the concluding point. Sir, what is the concluding point? Nature, timing, and extent of resources required to do the audit. Is everything till here clear to you? Yes, sir. So this is a famous question, 5 marker question, which is generally asked in CA Inter. But because it is given in your CA final study material, so we have revised it properly. Now, sir, when this question is done, you can come to your book. Okay? Take 2 sips of water and we will do a quick revision of whatever we have studied. Revision in revision. Take 2 sips. All set? Yes, sir. So till now we know it is SA 299, 9 and 9. It is a joint audit of financial statement. Audit which is done by 2 or more auditor. It is also allowed by Companies Act. Then sir, talking about planning, engagement partner and other key members of each joint auditor are involved in planning. Also, they will jointly establish the strategy which set the STD of audit scope, timing and direction. They will together discuss and develop the joint audit plan. Now, when they are developing the plan, they need to formulate the strategy. So these 5 points that we just discussed, STD, scope, timing and direction. Then remember the cute point, PIA, preliminary engagement activities. And lastly, you can conclude the nature, timing and extent of resources to perform the audit. Now, sir, 4 basic points. Risk assessment needs to be done by which auditor? All auditor. Risk of material misstatement assessed by each joint auditor communicated to the other auditor. This risk is assessed at the financial statement level, also at the level of each account balance, class of transaction or disclosure audited by each joint auditor. Then, sir, they will discuss and document the nature, timing and extent of procedures for their common areas and their specifically allotted areas. Now the question comes, how many engagement letters will be given by the auditor to the client? Common engagement letter. Because it is a single audit engagement, there will be a common engagement letter. So we give a common engagement letter. In return, we also get common written representation. So this point can be asked in MCQ. Please focus. Now, sir, whatever work is allocated, that needs to be documented. Okay, whatever work is allocated, that needs to be documented. Now, sir, that document will also be signed by all the joint auditor. Why? So that at the end they don't back out. Now, whatever work is allocated, it should also be communicated to TCWG. TCWG should know how the things are allocated between the joint auditor. Now comes the ICI's favorite topic, responsibility and coordination among the joint auditor. Are you people ready? Yes, sir. Now come with me. Talking about the responsibility, there are 2 types of responsibility. Individual responsibility, for which individual auditor is responsible, and joint and several responsibility, for which all are responsible. First of all, let's talk about individual responsibility. For the work that is divided, okay, each auditor has to determine the nature, timing and extent of audit procedure. So whatever work is divided, they will draft their own procedure. 2 types of procedures are there, risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure. So they will assess the risk of their own area. They will do the test of controls for their own area. Is this basic clear? Yes, sir. Now comes joint and several responsibility, for which all are responsible. So for the work that is divided, individual is responsible, but the work that is not divided, all are responsible for the work which is not divided. Is it simple? Yes, sir. So work that is not divided and is carried by all, everyone is responsible. Okay, sir. Similar to the first point is the second point, common areas. Can I say common areas is also something for which the things are not divided? Yes, sir. But talking about the common areas, who will be responsible? So see what it says. Decisions when are taken by all for planning the nature, timing and extent of audit procedure for common areas, for that all are responsible. That means, Baba, if there is a common area like testing the IT controls, okay? Testing the IT controls. Now, when every joint auditor is sitting together and they are planning how the IT controls should be tested, what procedure should be used to test the IT control. So for this decision, all will be responsible because they are taking collective decision. Okay, sir. Now, when the decision is taken, all are responsible. Now let's say there are three joint auditor X, Y and Z. Y actually performs the procedure. Y does the execution wala part. Now when Y is performing the procedure, and if those procedures are not performed properly, if those procedures are not performed properly, who will be responsible? Y will be responsible. So I hope all of you are understanding the basic. For deciding, all are responsible. But when it comes to execution, only the joint auditor who does not do the work properly, only that joint auditor is responsible. So this is what is written here. Please understand. If there is a job of IT systems testing, which is a common area, when it comes to deciding the nature, timing, and extent of procedure, that is the planning part, all are responsible. Got it, sir? Now, Mr. B is the one who is executing the procedure and he makes a mistake. So when B is making the mistake, who is responsible? Only Mr. B will be responsible for executing wrong procedure. Is this point clear? Yes, sir. So 2 points what we have discussed: work which is not divided, common area decisions which are taken during the audit planning, all are responsible. Third case. Now, sir, what is the third case? Again, understand with me. Let's say there are three joint auditor X, Y, and Z. X and Y are working properly. They are doing their work. They are enjoying their work. Z comes suddenly and says, listen, huh? I am doing the work of inventory. Z says, I am doing the work of inventory. And in inventory, I feel there is a fraud. X and Y tell Z, Arey Baba, leave it na, no fraud is there. And all of them collectively give an unmodified report. All of them collectively give an unmodified report. Now later on, in the Z's area of inventory, there is a fraud. Okay? A fraud is identified in the area of inventory. Now, sir, when the fraud is identified later on in the Z's area of inventory, who will be responsible for that fraud? Will Z be responsible because it is his area? Or X, Y, and Z all will be responsible because all of them collectively decided to not report it? Sir, all will be responsible. Because all of them collectively decided to not report it, all of them will be responsible. And this is what the point number 3 says: matter brought to notice by one of them and decided by all. There is an agreement among all. So when the agreement is among all will be responsible for this thing. You are getting the point or not? Yes, sir. So 3 points that we have just discussed: work which is not divided, decisions taken by the joint auditors during the time of planning, and the third thing that we just discussed is matter brought to notice by one of them and agreement among all. Now, sir, comes the last 2 points. One is related to financial statement, one is related to audit report. Talking about the financial statements, to make sure that the financial statements comply with relevant statute, that is the laws and regulation, that is Companies Act, all will be responsible. Then, sir, in the financial statement, there are 4 elements: A, C, P, D. Amount, classification, presentation, disclosure. Amount, classification, presentation, disclosure. So for amount and classification, obviously the individual joint auditor who is dealing with it will be responsible. But when it comes to presentation and disclosure, it is a responsibility of all. So talking about the presentation and disclosure of financial statement, as per applicable FRF, it is the responsibility of all the joint auditor. And lastly, talking about the audit report, it should be as per the statutes, essays and ICI pronouncement. Deal done? Are yes or no? Yes, sir. Now, sir, one more concept related to responsibility. Let's say there are two joint auditor, Sunio and Jian. I'm not sure how many of you know about them. They are two cartoon characters. Now, let's say Sunio is doing the test of controls of PP and Jian is doing the test of details of PP. He's checking the amount of PP and for that he's checking the documents. Sunio gets to know that PP physical verification is not done. Oh. And when Jian is doing the TOD, he will be checking the 4 assertions: existence, right, completeness, valuation. Now, when physical verification is not done, it will affect which assertion? Existence assertion. Sir, existence may be manipulated. So, do you think Sunio should communicate to Jian? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. He should communicate to Jian in writing before audit is completed. So, yes, if a joint auditor becomes aware of something which is relevant to the other joint auditor, that thing should be communicated before the completion of audit in writing. Now, whatever concepts we have just covered, let's revise from the book, revision in revision. Please focus. Responsibility and coordination among joint auditor. Responsibility for the work which is divided, only the auditor responsible for work allocated is responsible. Then sir, for certain things they are jointly and severally responsible. That means all are responsible. First point, work not divided. Second point, similar common areas. So decisions by all for audit planning for common areas, all will be responsible. When it comes to execution, it is the individual responsibility of the auditor. Third point, XYZ. Matters brought to notice by one of them, but agreement among all. And the last points are related to financial statement and audit report. Financial statement as per statute, presentation and disclosure as per applicable FRF, and audit report as per statute, SA and ICI pronouncement. Very, very important from exam point of view. Then we covered a small point. If a joint auditor comes across a matter relevant for others, which deserves their attention, it should be communicated in writing prior to the completion of audit. Plus, sir, it is responsibility of each joint auditor to determine the nature, timing, and extent of procedure for their area. Okay. Nature, timing, and extent of procedure means risk assessment procedure, further audit procedure, that is the test of controls. Now, sir, we are just about to wrap up this chapter with audit conclusion and reporting. First of all, are you people enjoying this revision or not? Yes, sir. If you are enjoying, it is my request, please like this video so that it can help other CS students also, because when you help others, God helps you. Okay. Take 2 sips of water and get ready for the last topic of essay 299. Audit conclusion and reporting. Now, sir, talking about conclusion and reporting, just focus on the board. It is a very easy topic. You will love it. So first of all, being a single audit engagement, generally joint auditor should issue a common report. Please focus on the board. But if there is a disagreement, let's say there are 3 joint auditor A, B, and C. A and B say that we want to give an unmodified opinion. C says no, I want to give a modified opinion. So sir, there are 2 options. Either you say majority wins, whatever A and B says, go by that. Or option number 2, A, B give a one report, C gives another report. Which one is correct? This is correct. So in case there is a disagreement, separate report needs to be issued. Now sir, when separate reports are issued, A and B have given audit report 1, C has given audit report 2. How will the users get to know about the other reports? Sir, when audit report 1 is given, it will give a reference to the audit report of C. When audit report of C is given, it will give a reference to the audit report of A and B. So basically referencing needs to be done for each other audit report. Now sir, this reference, which para will be used? We will use a other matter para. Because other matter para highlights something which is related to audit, auditor's responsibility and audit report that we study in essay 706. Easy, sir. Now, sir, when you are doing joint audit, you can assume 3 things. Other joint auditors have done their work properly. Branch joint auditor have done their work properly, and other joint auditors have informed you anything which was relevant. So first thing, other joint auditors are doing their work as per essay. You don't need to review them. Branch auditors financial statement comply with the legal requirement, give a true and fair view. So both the auditors have done their work properly, and other joint auditors have informed you about any departure or non-compliance with the applicable FRF or any significant observation. So these are the same things which you will find here. And with this, essay 299 is done. Just before we complete this essay, please focus here. If you want to modify your opinion, as per essay 705, you need to tell TCWG what thing, reasons for modification, and how the modified opinion will be worded. Second thing, if as per essay 706 you want to give a EOM or other matter para, again the expectation of including this para and the wording of this para. So same things we study in essay 705 and 706. Same things are given in essay 299. Now you people want to solve some questions with me. Can we have a quick discussion of the questions? Yes, sir. So first of all, let's discuss question number 1. Last line. Say it has been asked in MTP November 24, May 19. Comment on the above situation with regard to responsibility of the joint auditor. DICE Limited appointed 2 firms, MN and PQ, as the joint auditor. In the audit, it has been observed there is a major understatement in the valuation of inventory. Now, who was responsible for inventory? Inventory valuation work was done by MN and Associate, and there was no documentation for the division of work. Oh, Now, what is the responsibility of joint auditor? So whenever such type of question comes, first of all, you need to write the theory. Now, sir, what should be written in the theory? Give the reference of the essay. Okay, sir. First of all, essay reference need to be given. Second thing, you talk about the division of work. How the work is divided, we just studied on the basis of audit identifiable units. Now, audit identifiable units means you can say the nature of the business. ठीक है sir. If it is not possible on the basis of nature of business, you divide it on the basis of financial statement item like assets, liability, income, expenditure on the basis of period of time. Whatever work is divided, whatever work is divided, that divided work needs to be documented, signed by all the joint auditors, ठीक है, and communicated to TCWG. Is the division wala part clear? Yes, sir. So first of all, write the theory about division of work. After division, you talk about the responsibility of joint auditor because they have clearly asked in the question responsibility. So responsibility may you tell work that is divided is each auditor's responsibility. Then talk about joint and several responsibility ka 5 to 6 points. This is the second part of the theory. Okay, sir. After this, what you do, you talk about the work allocation document that I already told you. It will be signed by all and communicated to TCWG. Then write the facts of the case in 1 or 2 lines. It does not carry marks, but it should be given. And in the conclusion, two types of conclusion need to be given. First conclusion, because it is the work of MN and Associates, they are guilty. Second conclusion, because there is no documentation, so there is a violation of SA 299. There is a violation of SA 299. So these are the two conclusions which need to be given, and this is what is given by ICI. MN and Associate is guilty because inventory valuation work was their part. Plus there is another valuation of another violation of SA 299 as division of work has not been documented. Clear, sir. Question number 2 is a very easy question. It is a direct question. Just ignore this para and clearly see. Briefly explain the responsibility of the auditor when they are jointly and severally responsible. So talking about joint and several responsibility, the same theory that we covered before will come here. Second part of the question is a good question. This is a direct question. Second part of the question says you need to guide Z in such situation. Now, sir, what to be guided to Z? For that we need to read the case study. Let's read it. KRP Limited at its AGM appointed X, Y, and Z as the joint auditor. Okay. For valuation of gratuity scheme, Mr. X, Y, and Z wanted to refer their own actuary. Due to the difference of opinion, all the joint auditors consulted their respective actuary. Subsequently, major difference was found in the actuary reports. X and Y became part of one team, but Z did not agree with them. X feels that Y's actuary report should be considered because of majority of votes. Now, Mr. Z is in a dilemma. So you people tell me, X and Y are in one team, Z is in another team. Should they issue a common report or a separate report? Sir, Z should issue a separate report. We just studied. So this is what you need to write here. See, this is what it says. Generally, they issue a common report, but when there is a disagreement, you should give a separate report. You are not bound by the views of majority. When you are giving a separate report, give a reference through other matter para as per SA 706. In the conclusion, just say Z is suggested to give his opinion through a separate audit report. Loved it. Amazing question, sir. Now, please come to question number 3. I think question number 3 is a direct question which talks about the responsibility of joint auditor. You can easily manage it. Let's focus on question number 4. Question number 4 is a lovely question. Everyone, please focus on the board. See what it says. In case the work of above procedure is not performed professionally by this and associate, discuss where the responsibility of such problems will lie as per SA 299. Let's see what does the question says. 4 audit firms, GPR, MKS, CY, and DAYS have been appointed to do the statutory audit. So it is a joint audit. The professional work was divided by the firms on the basis of bank zones. However, work related to IT systems and control was not allocated. It was a common audit area. Now, sir, they decided they will test the IT general control, application control, IT dependent control. These procedures of common area included design and testing of controls over the computer operations. The actual testing or actual procedures were performed by this and associate. Now, sir, when the actual procedures are done by this and this has not done them professionally, who will be responsible? This will be responsible. Only and only this will be responsible. So this is what you need to write here. In respect of common areas, joint auditors are only responsible to the extent of nature, timing, and extent of planned procedure. That procedure should be properly planned. But when it comes to execution, only the individual joint auditor is responsible. So in this case, this and associate will be held responsible. This is what we considered in theory also. Now comes question number 5. Again, I think it is an easy question. See what it says. A, B, and C are the joint auditors of a company. B is of the opinion that there are material misstatement in the financial statement, which if accounted will turn the profit into a loss of 5 crore. Oh, so 25 crore profit will become a loss of 5 crore. That means there is a material misstatement of 30 crores. Oh my God. Therefore, B wants to give a adverse opinion. But A and C don't agree with his views. So what should be done? Can we go by the majority? No, sir. AC should give a different report. B should give a different report. They should give a reference to each other report through other matter para. This thing we have already covered. Now, sir, comes question number 6. Again, I think it is a direct question. Responsibility of joint auditor. This thing you already know. So with this, joint audit. Come on, everyone. Joint audit is done. So all the concepts completed, all the questions completed. I hope you enjoyed this revision. Make sure you do this essay properly so that you can score really, really good marks in your exams. If you like this video, do give it a like. If you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe the video and do let me know your feedback in the comments because your appreciation is my motivation. Thank you so much, everyone. See you all in the next revision.